Hello, everyone. Surprise, surprise. Here we are doing game reviews um, in somewhat of a limited fashion, but considering everything, not bad. We got hit with a real bad storm here in northeastern Pennsylvania, and about 100,000 people without power. I was one of them, and we were told initially our power is not coming back until Monday. 5 o'clock last night, power came back on. So thank you to all the crews who are diligently out there working to restore power. Yeah, 100,000 people without power. And if you have heat that requires electricity, not good. All right, let's get into last night. Of course, the first game that was to be was not. That was Danbury that was going to travel to Hudson Valley. More on that situation at a future time. Bob Howard is doing a really good job at covering what's going on in that situation. He's posting on Minor Pro Hero as well as his Power Play post show site. So hopefully there's going to be a resolution before next weekend. But anyway, getting back to the games, first game on tap ended up being the Watertown Wolves traveling to Motor City. Thank goodness that they decided to head out a day early. And because weather was not good in New York. All right. So, yeah, Watertown continues to do Watertown things. Uh, eh, what was the word? The call last night by Brady Beeson. He basically described the Wolves as hyper offensive, meaning they score, they score, they score, they score. And last night was no exception. An 8-3 victory for the Wolves. Guess what? Wolves are in first place, 1 point ahead of the Binghamton Black Bears. So it is going to be a real interesting race in the Empire Division this year. All right, with the game, Michael Mercurio, he gets the first puck past Ricardo Gonzalez, who, of course, he played great last weekend, and then he played lights out for the first 19 minutes of the first period. 22 shots on goal he faced. Michael Mercurio finally breaches the dam at 19:34 of the first. Yeah, shots were 22-9 in favor of Watertown. And this was not a defensive letdown by the Rockers. It's just, the Watertown is hyper offensive. In the second period, as what often happens with the Wolves, they score in bunches. 125, it's Kyle Heitzner getting his only goal of the day, but yeah, the weekend is young. And then 27 seconds later, Carter Thornton scores. So, yeah, Watertown has this ability to score 2-3 goals in a very, very short period of time. Motor City at 5:19. It's Eli Rivers getting the Rockers on the board, getting a puck past Anton Borodkin. But Michael Mercurio would get his second goal of the night, and it was a game-winning goal at 9:56. That point made it 4-1. The Wolves weren't looking back. Goals by Blacksmith, 17:36 of the second period. That made it 5-1 at the end of two. Shots were 40-24 at the end of two periods in favor of the Wolves. So, yeah, they just keep going. And then a third period, Motor City mustered up the offense. Maybe Watertown kind of let off the gas a little bit. Jameson Milan, he scores a power play at 4:26. This was the other key about the third period. Third period got very, very testy, very competitive, very chippy. There was a constant parade to the penalty box. Josh Tomasi and Cody Oakes faced off. Oakes continued the altercation after the two were separated, so he gets a game misconduct. Tomasi makes a not friendly gesture to the crowd. he is given the game, and he will end up being given a suspension because that is a strict no-no this year. As we read in the rules that were posted, the rule update just a few days before the season began. Yeah, can't do that. So Malam scores in the power play, 426, and gets the Rockers within reach. But then Trevor Lurd counters with the power play goals of his own, 11-24. Josh Colton, 15-20, scores to get the Rockers back in it, again, on the power play. And then 17-28, Trevor Newman counters once again on the power play. So, yeah, 4 power play goals in a row. And like I said, it was a very messy period. Finally, 18-13, it's Dustin Perillet scoring equal strength. And that ends up being our final. 8-3, shots 47-46, but 22 of those shots came in the third period for the Rockers. So, yeah, Ricardo Gonzalez, I mean, he played his heart out. When you play the Wolves, eventually something's going to happen. So Gonzalez stops 39-47. Again, he had a great first period. Malam with a goal and assist for the Rockers. Colton with a power play goal for the Wolves. Here's a litany of a list. Mercurio, 2 goals, 3 assists, including game-winning goal. So 5 points on the night. Trevor Newman, a goal and 2 assists. Kyle Heitzner, a goal and 2 assists. Everybody chipped in. Borodkin stops 43-46 for the win. And again, the Wolves are in first place. 2 surprise first place members as of right now. All right. For our other game that I was able to watch, I had limited internet coverage. I only could use one device, so I was literally flipping back and forth. Mario, Super Mario must have had one of those power-ups because, he's got back-to-back shutouts now. 6-0. And the question in Columbus is, where is the offense? You look at the roster, and I don't get it. I don't get it. These guys should be scoring a ton. Combination of some difficulty with offense and Carolina's defense, maybe. But Carolina looked really good, and Columbus just looked like they just couldn't get anything going. They couldn't maintain puck possession. Carolina did a great job getting in the lanes, breaking up passes, a lot of turnovers. 6-0. Ford scores first, Gus Ford, of course, and it's on the power play, 16:44 of the first period. So not bad. 1-0 after 1. Shots are 11-6. But then in the second period, it's Peter Panachik scoring at 29 seconds in. It is really demoralizing when you give up a goal in the first minute or the last minute of a period. More on that in another game. Panachik on the board 29 seconds in. And then at 1:28, just 59 seconds later, it's John Butita with goal number 100. Congratulations to John. It's 3-0. 9:02. Excuse me, not 19:02. There's a weird mark on my paper. It's 9:02. Peter Panachik scores again, and that is the end of Sammy Bernard's night. He takes the skate of shame, and I say that in a generic sense. I'm not busting on Bernard. He's had a great start to the season. In comes William Lavalier, but the offense continues for Carolina, as Gus Ford scores on the power play again at 18:39. So it's 5-0 at the end of 2, a 4-goal second period by Carolina. And at that point, you knew the game was pretty much over. But Butita adds goal number 101 in his career in the third period. And there we go. So, the shot totals really aren't anything out of this world or crazy, 31-22, but that's just it. Columbus only generated 22 shots. Again, a lot of blocked shots and a lot of breaking up passes, whatnot. So, great job by Carolina. And then, the saves that Cavalieri had to make, he made. So, yep, Mario Cavalieri now back-to-back shutouts. He gets the win, 22 for 22. For tonight, Sammy Bernard was 11 for 15 in 29:02 played, and Lavalier was 14 of 16 in 30:58. So yeah, again, everybody, all the usual culprits. Panachik a goal and 2 goals and an assist. Pastuca with 3 helpers. Ford 2 power play goals. Batista with the 2 goals, and Cavallari. Yep, perfect on the night. So that is our only no-no of tonight. But it seems like every night we've got at least one shutout. Crazy. All right, and then the 3 games I wasn't able to check in. Again, I literally piggybacked off of a local business's internet, but I could only do that with my settings, my phone. So at this point, I just figured, we'll just let the other 3 games go and we'll report on it. Check the stats, go through the details. So yeah, for the Blue Ridge Bobcats, they travel up to, I don't know why I have these games out of order, but I do. Blue Ridge travels up to Danville, takes on the Dashers. And I know it's a rough year, guys. I know it's going to be a rough year. There's going to be a lot of losses, but support the team. Please support the team. These guys are exciting to watch. I tell you that they get going in spurts, and it's good to see. They just have to put together a 60-minute game, and it's going to take some time to do that, but it'll happen. All right, so for the Bobcats, yeah, they go in and quite a performance. 51 shots on goal. Against the Dashers. The Dashers only able to generate 23, so not a lot of action for Connor Green. He does make 20 of 23 saves for the win. Parker Rutherford, just another 45 save night, right? This guy has consumed more rubber than the Goodyear Company. But he continues to play well. He's not getting the wins, but he is getting some pretty nice stats. He's got a save percentage of 900. So let's see. Nick Stuckless. Yep, Blue Ridge fans. This is why you got him. 2 goals on the night, including the game winner at 3:07 of the third. I know a lot of people are like, why did we pick up Nick Stuckless? That's why. All right. Yeah, good night for him. But yeah, the shots on goal totals, that's where you can see the disparity of the game. The first 21-9 in favor of Blue Ridge, 14-6 in the second, and then 16-8 in the third. Justin Brausen, he comes back. He had been battling an upper body injury, so he was either not playing or playing very limited minutes. He comes back and gets 3 assists, so that was good to see. Nick Stoistevsky ends up with 2 goals for the Dashers. But yeah, guys, let's work on this. Again, tonight, Saturday night. What else are you going to do on a Saturday night in Danville? Go to the game. All right, let's change boards. I also want to kind of send the same challenge out to Motor City fans. As you saw on the first board, I didn't say it, but only 535 fans. We got to have more in Big Boy. Big Boy is a nice arena. It's a really beautiful facility. And yeah, I know, you got the big 4 sports going on in Detroit, and everybody's excited about the Lions. But hey, there's minor league hockey in Detroit. All right. So Mississippi, it's another disappointment, yes, but the last couple of games they've played much better. They've been generating offense. They're not getting enough chances. They're generating the chances. They're not converting as often as you would hope, but yeah, there's signs of optimism for Mississippi. Yeah, Monroe doubles them up in the scoreboard, but okay, first of all, you got 42 shots on goal. Second straight game, you've gotten at least 40 shots on goal. That's good. Held the opposition to 20. That's even more encouraging. I'm saying this from a Mississippi viewpoint here. You held Monroe to 20 shots for a 60-minute game. That's excellent. So there's signs of optimism. It's going to take a couple games to learn new coach Rich Perrant's system. Uh, Perrant. I guess he's not a Quebecer. Well, yeah, no, he is. So it'd be Perrant. Anyway, Perrant, of course, a new head coach for Mississippi. This was his first game. Monroe does end up a 6-3 winner. Nice crowd, 4,700 plus. That's good to see. So yeah, in the game, let me get to my notes here. There it is. Yeah, only 20 shots, but they converted. Now, 19 of those were with Phil-Antoine Trepanay in goal for the Seawolves. They beat him 5 times. And meanwhile, Marcus Ekholm-Rosen did a great job saving 39 of 42. So great job for Ekholm-Rosen, and good win for the Monroe Moccasins. Game-winning goal, Declan Conway, 324 to 30. It's amazing. You got 3 former Rockers. You got Conway, you got Ryder, and Coash. And Conway's the one getting all the goals. So you'd think it'd be Coash. But no, Conway's playing lights out this year. So yeah, Dalton answered him with a couple power play goals. Blake Anderson, couple power play goals for the from Mississippi Seawolves. I'm sorry, I switched stats. Okay, it's Dalton Anderson with 2 power play goals. Blake Anderson, 2 regular goals for the Moccasins. Yeah, so interesting stat of the night. Not only the shots on goal, which you see here, they held Monroe to 4 shots, and the one goal that went in was at 19:59 of the first period. Yep, that's that last minute goal. Narek Alexandrian beating Trepanier. 1 second left, and that set the tone. But anyway, so yeah, you had no minor penalties for the Seawolves. There was one person who went to the penalty box, and it was fighting. So yeah, 3 for 7 on the power play. So again, there's some positive numbers from Mississippi. Monroe, you can hang your hats on. You played good enough in front of your home crowd. You scored on the few opportunities you got. Yeah, quite a bit. Yeah, Seth Barron had a goal and assist. Helmer Oscarson, a couple of assists. And that Rosen, Ekholm-Rosen played good. So there you go. So yeah, 1-9-1 on the year. But again, I think we're seeing a turning point. We're starting to see the tables start to flip. Monroe 4-5-3 on the year, and they can hang their hats on. They got some offense this game. That's been a struggle the early part of the season, but 6 goals and very limited opportunities. So that's an encouragement for Monroe. Final game of the night, it's another shootout, a game involving the Port Huron Prowlers, a 3rd shootout they've gone to this year. And I forgot to mention it on the board, shootout. But yeah, so it's a 2-point win for the Baton Rouge Zydeco in said shootout. Interesting. Not a whole lot of offense in this game. Obviously, shots are 27 to 21. Yeah, kind of a lackadaisical game. But there was some good action in the game. Matt Graham gets 2 assists on the night, setting up 2 power play goals. He is now only 21 points away from 500 career points. And that's a huge milestone in the FPHL. Graham would be only the 4th person to cross that 500 point threshold, and I think he's going to 21 points. He's already got 14 points on the year in 12 games. So, yeah, it was Kuznetsov getting the only shootout goal in the second round, and Austin Federley comes in. Austin Federley has been a perfect 3 for 3 so far. Should be 2 for 2. But anyway, he gets stymied. And so you the Zydeco hang on. This happened because Elijah Wilson scored with an extra attacker. Stevens got pulled because Port Huron was up 2-1 by virtue of a couple of power play goals. And then, yeah, Wilson ties it up at 18:45 of the third period, sends the game in overtime. Of course, nothing happens there. Into the shootout we go, and Baton Rouge gets the game. So the first place, Baton Rouge Zydeco. Yep, first place. Remember in predictions where I figured they were going to finish? Most likely. Yeah. Pass the crow. All right, so, yep. 9-3-1 now for the first place Zydeco. They've got a full 3-point lead on the idle Athens Rock Lobsters. Port Huron falls to 5-5-2. But they're competitive. They're in every game. So there you go. So that's the night in review. We got 5 games tonight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch all the games or not. I still do not have internet for my home service. Again, I'm piggybacking in order to make this video. We'll see. So I've got a plan A and a plan B for tonight. All right. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow, and we're going to be here on YouTube quite a bit next week. It is a full week of hockey. Aren't you thankful? I am. All right, I'm Gary Ryan for the Fed League Flash. Have a wonderful weekend.